Hi guys, good morning, happy Saturday. Sorry for the delay. These things happen. The morning got away from me. Welcome in. I'm so excited to come to you with this final day of March into Wellness, but I'm extremely excited for this particular session that we're about to do, all about balancing your chakras with oils, one of my favorite topics. So I'm just gonna see if I am missing any information here. Kristen, hi, you're here. Okay, great. Just want to see who's coming on. Hi, Mom. Okay, good. So come on in. I'm really excited for this, especially because I have a special guest. You guys might recognize her from some of her amazing classes that she's taught. She's done a lot of work educating me. You need balance, baby. All right, well, hang in, stick around. This will be about a 20-minute class, Jody, so hopefully you can stay for the whole thing. Hi, Kristen. So I'm just waiting for my special guest to come on, and then I'll bring her in and we'll get started. So how's everyone doing? There was a big full moon last night. This is kind of an auspicious day. We have our final blue moon until like I don't know if it's 2020 or maybe just 2019, but we've had 2 blue moons already this year, so that's kind of cool. This full moon is in Libra, which isn't really a sign that the full moon necessarily works really well with. So I just want to point out, if you guys are feeling a little bit confused, especially mixed with this Mercury retrograde, there's a lot of miscommunication. There's a lot of confusion. Libra on a perfect day is a wonderful sign because it's very balanced and it kind of weighs both sides and looks at things. But with the full moon illuminating everything like that within Libra, it kind of makes it's hard to tell what's real and what's not real, right? Yeah, that's why you got the body blues. So don't be hard on yourself, and certainly don't feel like you need to make a decision right now. This is like the worst time to make a decision. So, give yourself the excuse to just kind of back away from feeling pressured into analyzing or understanding things fully, because things are a bit confusing right now. Things aren't really quite as they seem. So just wanted to point that out to you guys, because we can sometimes get caught up in what's happening in the world and not recognize that there's like actual reasons for it, and we think we're going crazy, and it's like, oh no, Mercury's in retrograde, that's why I keep dropping calls and my computer's failing or my car's breaking down. So sending love and opening my heart. Well, thank you, Mama. So gosh, I really can't get started until my special guest comes on. So does anyone have oh, yay, here she is. Okay, so without further ado, I am going to bring on, and this is the first time I've ever done this, so hopefully I can figure out how to do this. Let's see, how do I invite someone to come on? I thought it would be really easy. Oh, here we go. Can't bring on, they can't join your broadcast at this time. So speaking of Mercury retrograde, I wonder if you could just ask to come on, Miss KG, since it's telling me I can't bring you on. Not sure why that is. Okay, we're gonna roll with this. Yay! Technology is so fun. Yay, here we go. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited to introduce my special guest. She is a crown diamond in Young Living, which is a really big deal for those of you who really big deal. So I am honored and so pleased to welcome Kelowna Giuliano.
Hi!
Hi! Yay! We got it working.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? And hi, everybody.
Hi, yeah, welcome.
Thank
We're
you.
all so excited to have you. Well, I'm speaking for everyone because I'm very excited to have you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yay. So we were just kind of talking about the full moon energy and Mercury retrograde, and I cannot think of a better time to really check in with ourselves, right? And like align our chakras and make sure that we are balanced and feeling able to handle all the kind of crazy that's out there.
For sure. I know, totally.
Yeah.
I was laughing when it like wasn't letting you bring me on. I was like, yeah, of course, Mercury retrograde.
And it's funny because I've been pretty it's been easy on me so far. I haven't, like, I've been able to go live and have this is my first Mercury thing. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
It worked.
Yay, yay. Okay, so without taking too much of everyone's time, I kind of just want to jump right in. So for those of you watching, the way that we're going to run this is I think I'd like to invite Kelowna to just kind of give a brief overview about what chakras are, if that's okay with you, Kelowna. Sure. And then we're going to take turns moving through each chakra and kind of talking about what they are, what they do, how each one kind of corresponds to certain aspects of our lives. And then at the end, we're going to invite you to come on for a brief guided meditation where we can each focus on the chakra that we feel maybe is calling us the most today. So Kelowna, go ahead and speak to us about, what chakras are and why they're important to pay attention to.
Okay, thank you for the nice introduction, and thank you for having me in this group. I love that you're doing
it's my pleasure.
So great. So hi, everybody. My name is Kelowna, if we've never met before, and Casey and I are friends through my sister-in-law, Amy Pease. So that's how we're connected, and through Young Living, of course. But yeah, I love talking about chakras and energy, partly because I am a holistic health practitioner, and I spent 20 years doing all different kinds of hands-on healing with clients. I started in physical therapy, actually started with massage, went into physical therapy, and then went back to just wanting to help people and do different kinds of hands-on healing. So I spent a lot of time with my hands on other people. And just a teeny quick background, I was a competitive gymnast and I had a lot of injuries. And so during the times when I was injured, in order to help me heal, I had different healers and people putting their hands on me. And I knew that that was just such a powerful thing, because I felt like they were tapping into, I don't know, something that made me feel really good. And I knew I wanted to do that for other people. That was like where I was like, I want to help people. I want to help people heal. Because whenever someone put their hands on me when I was really injured, that felt really good. And there's certain people, obviously, that are aware of a special way to help you and touch you and help you heal when you're feeling injured or emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually off. And so I feel like we all need little tune-ups, and it's something we can go to someone else, or it's something that we can learn and we can do on ourselves. So with chakras and energy work, the work that I was doing kind of went more toward the energy work, because I realized that our physical body is directly affected by the energy that we don't see, but we are aware of. And so we have this energy that's all around us. We have this aura of energy, layers and layers of this energy that surrounds us, and we are affected by other people's energy. So we have this energy system in our body, the chakras, and they're basically 7 centers in the body. Some people say that there is an 8th chakra that's above the head, but we're going to focus on the 7 today. And they are centered along the spine, and chakra just means wheel. It's a Sanskrit word that means wheel. So it's like a circle. And the best way to describe it that I can understand it, or that resonates with me, is that it's a swirling vortex of energy, and they are cone shaped. So like back towards the spine, it's kind of this cone shape, and then toward the front, it opens up. So they're on the front and the back of your body. And we're going to go through, different oils that help balance the energy centers and different character traits. But I'll just run through real quick. There's 7 of them, and they are easy to remember because they start at the base of the spine and they end at the top of the head. And they go through the colors of the rainbow. So it's like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, like they kind of go up. And so it's easy to remember they're the color of the rainbow, starting with red at the bottom. And yeah, that's basically a chakra, swirling vortex of energy. And with chakras, one thing that helps me to understand the relationship between, like, why would we want to balance the energy in a chakra? Well, we're going to go over, different character traits of each one, because we have physical symptoms in our life that could be connected with strengthening the energy of that chakra, and then maybe the physical symptoms would go away. Just like we work on our emotions And if we can see the correlation between, a certain physical symptom and an emotion, and we work on the emotional side of it, oftentimes the physical symptom will go away. So I love that. And it's so powerful to work with energy, and we can shift the energy with the high frequency oils by paying attention to a certain area of our body with the intention of bringing balance back into that chakra. So
absolutely. Yeah. And I love what you said about how you felt when people were putting their hands on you, because we are all so psychic that we, whether we know it or not, we're responding to touch, and even touching ourselves in ways that really resonate with that particular chakra. Like, I love watching people when they talk and they go, oh, that doesn't feel good, and they'll put their hand on their third, or they go, oh my gosh, don't tell me that's true, and they put their hand here. So, oh, I can't believe it. And we're really just intuitively touching those response we're having. So it's all very tied in. Oh no, it looks like I lost Kelowna. See if we can get her back. Oh boy, good times. Let's see how. Hi guys, everyone's still there? Yeah, she's here. Okay. We are fighting this Mercury. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can. Nope. Can't bring her on. She's gonna come back. Come back. Nope. Okay. So I'm hoping that Kelowna can come back, but I don't want to take up too much more of your time. So I'm just going to get started, and hopefully by the time, oh, she got a call. Okay. So just like Kelowna was saying, these are energetic wheels that run from a base of our spine up through the top of our head. And she did mention the eighth, which I see as kind of a pure white, almost like a transformer that kind of helps us bring energy in, but we're going to just focus on the first through the seventh. And one thing she also pointed out was that the chakras can be kind of blown wide open, or they can be too tight. And what we're looking for is a really nice balance. So a lot of times, for example, if one of your chakras is blown wide open, it means that you're just like giving too much of that chakra. And so there's not a lot left for you. Or maybe it's too tight, and you're constricting that energy tightly in your body and not sharing enough of it. So what we're looking for is this really healthy balance for you to interact with the world around you. And one thing I want to point out while we're doing this is, whether you have any training in psychic ability or you've ever even known what a chakra is, I invite you, as we're moving through here, to just go within, close your eyes, and ask that chakra to show itself to you. Just say, hey first chakra, how are you? And see what it says, because we have such inner wisdom and inner intuition. If you tap in, you'll get a hit. You'll get a feeling of like, oh my, that is really wide open, or oh, that's really constricted. And you can kind of intuitively know what area, like how healthy or unhealthy that chakra might be in this moment. So as we're walking through these, please do that, and see what comes up for you. So I'm hoping Kelowna's coming back on. Yay, hi, welcome back.
Sorry, so I got a call, and it took me away, and then I had to like take myself off and then come back on. So I'm back.
Well, welcome back.
Sorry.
No problem. I just kind of finished going over how the chakras work and why it's important to have them balanced. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started talking about the base chakra.
Awesome.
This is also called the root, or the first chakra. This is located kind of anatomically, I would picture it like where our perineum is. Like it's really at the very base of our genitals, just kind of right there in the center of where we give life to things, right? Our first chakra is all about our safety and our security and feeling supported, feeling that our needs are met. So if we maybe just lost our job, or we don't know how we're going to pay rent next month, or XYZ is happening, that can lead to a kind of blown out first chakra, really unstable. So a lot of oils that we can use to work with these chakras are trees. They're grounding, right? They're really supportive. They're showing you that they're stable and sturdy. So we can use trees like cedar wood, Sandalwood, or even roots like vetiver is a great grounding oil to use for your first chakra. And then in terms of blends, I love grounding, and I'm so happy that it just got back in stock, because it's like my number one go-to for my yoga and anytime I'm using doing like lower chakra, first chakra work. So grounding is a great one to use. And if you are just getting started and only have the oils that come in your kit, I would probably go with copaiba for this first chakra, just because it is a tree. So it's going to give you that feeling of support. One thing I should point out, when you're using these oils, you can either use them just aromatherapeutically, like the tenting that we do, or you can actually apply them directly to the chakra, or both. It's all up to you. This is all a very kind of quantum physical, metaphysical, intuitive practice. So just whatever feels good to you. Oh, another really great blend, which I don't have in front of me, but is abundance, right? Because if we think about having our needs met and like fully met, abundance is a great oil to choose to feel that kind of support and abundance in life in the first chakra. So
awesome. Love that. Yeah. First chakra. I always think of with first chakra, like feeling supported is so great. And that means like financially, emotionally, like all those different levels. So in the first chakra, I was just thinking, I was so excited about it because while you were talking, because it's the foundation. Like a lot of people want to work on, I want to open my third eye, or I want to be more intuitive. But if we have to be balanced, so like the lower chakras are the most important because they kind of build on each other. So like building blocks. So I love that. So the sacral chakra is next, and it's the color orange. So we got red with the root, and now we're orange. And the sacral chakra is that right below your belly button. If you just put your hands right below your belly button, that's like your sacral chakra. And it's the center for creativity. So it's also the center for sexuality. So it's creating life, you know, so it could be like artistic expression, or it could be like that's where you create a life when you have a baby in your belly. So with the color orange and with that creative center, the oil that goes along with it, that's my favorite, is Peace and Calming. It's such a wonderful blend to put over that sacral chakra area. And it's in the front, but it's also in the back. And like Casey said, you could rub it right on there. And I will often do that with Peace and Calming. I'll rub it kind of on my lower belly. And that is really nurturing for me. That just feels really good. But you could also use other blends. I mean, we have like a whole list here. You could use just patchouli. That is a single oil that's in Peace and Calming. That's another wonderful oil because it also supports digestion. So it's a nice thing to put on your lower belly, like over your intestines there. Ylang ylang. Clary sage is another one. And I love that clary sage is one of the sacral chakra oils because clary sage is for helping us balance our hormones.
Yeah,
and so it's right over that area of like your ovaries and your uterus and all of that. So very interesting. And obviously it could be for a man as well. You know, it's over that kind of like prostate area or whatever. It's not just for women, but yeah, so those are a couple oils that I really like. Harmony is another one that's good over that, that I will use over the sacral chakra to bring balance in there. So that's some sacral chakra info.
Yeah. And for those of you, again, just with your kit, second chakra is kind of a tough one for the kit oils. Citrus Fresh, if those of you just got a kit, you have Citrus Fresh. I think that's good. I think of citrus oils as being childlike, and who are more creative than children, right? So anything that is a kind of a childlike energy, I think would be really nice on the second chakra. So for the third chakra, we're moving right here into the solar plexus. This is going to be a bright yellow color. This is the seat of our power. This is the center of our true kind of divinity. This is where we make, you know how everyone says, let me trust my gut. Oh, that doesn't feel right in my gut. These are all symbolic language that speaks to the chakra, feeling, does this make me feel empowered, or does it take me out of my power, right? And that's that general, like, oh, that doesn't feel good, or oh, I don't want to have that conversation with someone, or oh gosh, I'm nervous. That's all because our power, our seat of our personal power might be being compromised or challenged. So this is a really, really great chakra to work on, because a lot of us tend, at least I know I tend to give a bit of my personal power away in order to make others happy. Hi, Mom. I learned it from watching you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so this is definitely a wonderful area to focus on and give a lot of love and support to. Or also it might be, feeling tight, which means maybe you're not giving enough of yourself. So either way, we want to really take charge of this personal power center. So you want to focus on the color yellow, and oils like basil. Single oils would be juniper, basil, bergamot. Lavender also works really well, which is great for those of you who just have your kit. Harmony is another really great one. I know Kelowna loves to use Valor right here because, again, Valor gives us courage and really like the strength to be who we truly are and be in our personal power center. Acceptance is another good one. Release. And my personal favorite, I think, is Sacred Mountain. I absolutely love using Sacred Mountain. Again, for my yoga practice, I'll do grounding, Sacred Mountain, and then maybe some frankincense or highest potential. So anyway, for the third chakra, definitely recommend using something that really calls to you and makes you feel very like solid and empowered.
Awesome.
Do you have anything else to add? Yeah.
No, I mean, that's, I love that. I was just going to say, for anyone who is like making a list of oils that they want to get, because I'll often do that when I'm listening to someone speak about parts of my body or different emotions. I'm like, oh, I need that oil. I need that oil. You don't have to have every single oil for every single chakra, but if something resonates and you're like, ooh, I do need to work on my sacral chakra, or I do need to work, on my solar plexus, you could pick one oil, or you could even pick a single oil that's in that blend. So maybe you don't have, Sacred Mountain, but you could look at what's in there and you maybe have one of those oils and use whatever you have. And that was another thing that Casey and I had talked about before. And I don't know if you already mentioned that in the beginning when I was trying to get on. But anytime that you feel any kind of disharmony or dis-ease or something off, you can kind of tune in, and we're going to do a little fun exercise at the end to tune in to what needs to be balanced in our own bodies. Each of you can tune in and see, like, what do I need today? And you can also do that with the oils. So maybe you decide your solar plexus needs some attention. You're feeling kind of, like you're sitting slouched, or you're not feeling good in your stomach or something. You could grab whatever oil you feel drawn to, really, and you could rub it there, or you could take some deep breaths of it, or take a bath with it, and just intend for it to bring you, strength and power, or whatever it is. So
absolutely. And you just reminded me of something that I haven't mentioned yet, and I think it's important. You did touch on how our bodies manifest physically things that are spiritually kind of blocked. And I think that's such a huge kind of precept of the metaphysical lifestyle, is recognizing that and being able to address the spiritual discord before it manifests in a physical way. But if it has already gotten to that point, that's a really great way for you guys to kind of check in with, oh, maybe that chakra's off. Like first chakra would be like hemorrhoids or constipation. Second chakra might be tight hips. Third chakra might be, ulcers in your stomach, or, really physical manifestations, tight chest in the fourth, so on and so on. You get the idea. So check in with where in your physical body you're holding discomfort or having a little bit of dis-ease even. I don't like to say disease because it's just dis-ease. It's energy that needs to get moved. So check in with that, and that might be a really good clue for you in terms of where you might want to focus your energy on the chakra work.
Right. Okay. I love that. It's great. So the next one, moving up after the solar plexus, which is yellow, we go to green, which is the heart center, the center of our chest. And sometimes in metaphysics, they say it's pink for the heart center. So you could go with green or pink, whatever you feel drawn to there. But with using the yogic, chakra system, it's green for the heart. And that's the color associated with it. And another thing to balance the chakras, you could actually wear that color. You know what I mean? You could wear the color of that chakra and really be in, I'm going to represent my heart center, whatever it is. But for the heart allows us to love ourselves. And when we're balanced in our heart chakra, we love ourselves unconditionally. And that allows us to give and receive love freely and fully. If we love ourselves, then we're going to be a lot more accepting of other people. We're going to be a lot more loving and kind. And then in return, we're going to have a lot more people being loving and kind to us. So we all have had times in our life where you feel bad about yourself and you feel, hurt or heartbroken, different things like that. And there's some times where we just need to focus on self-care and bringing love and acceptance back into our heart center. So some wonderful oils for the heart chakra are joy. Joy is a wonderful blend for the heart. It's uplifting. It's a higher frequency oil. All the oils have different frequencies. Some of you probably know this, and Casey, I'm sure, has talked about it. But the lower frequency oils like Valor and some of the more grounding oils, they work more with the physical body. And then the middle frequency oils work with the emotional body, and the high frequency oils work with more our spiritual body. But joy has a higher frequency because it has rose in it. And rose is one of the highest frequency oils that there is. And some people hesitate on getting rose because it's the most expensive oil that Young Living has. So they feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can kick down for rose. But you could buy blends that have rose in it, or you could just put that on your wish list. Like, I'm going to save up, or whatever. You're going to save up your money, or you're going to have that be a gift from someone. But rose is a really special blend to put over your heart. And one of my favorite things to do is to rub rose or joy over my heart, and then place a rose quartz crystal. I have like all kinds of crystals right above me here, but I'll place like a little rose quartz heart right over my heart. Aww. After I put, some oils on there. And, if you're laying on your stomach, you could put it on your back, or you could even place that under your bed at night. After you put some joy on there. And it just helps you to encourage those comforting, loving feelings. And so that's really important for everyone always to work on being more loving and accepting toward ourselves, because we're so critical and judgmental of ourselves, right? I don't think I'm the only one that's that way. No, so yeah, so those are some of the oils. Some other ones, you could also use acceptance over the heart. You could use humility. Jasmine, ylang ylang is a nice one. And then what kit oil would you use, Casey, over the heart? What would you?
Well, we were talking about this yesterday, and it's, if you wanted to take it in a more physical terms, you could use RC or Raven, because those open the chest. Right. But in terms of heart opening, I can't think of one that's better than geranium or joy. Like those really beautiful floral oils. So that's just an investment that someone with a kit has to make on themselves. Right. It's homework.
I know, right?
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to just keep moving up to the fifth chakra, which is located in our throat. The color of the fifth is kind of like a sky blue, as opposed to this one being more of a dark kind of indigo. This is a lighter, vibrant sky blue. And I actually am a graduate of the clairvoyant program through Berkeley Psychic Institute. And when we would look at our chakras and do readings on chakras, they would always say, imagine the color of the chakra, now brighten it. Now brighten it more, because they're brighter than we could ever really imagine. So it's nice to kind of think about that. Like, take that color, now brighten it. And that's the color that we want. Just this like almost unimaginable brightness in each of these chakras. So anyway, I love picturing that beautiful bright blue in my fifth chakra. So imagine the throat. Now this is going to be how we express ourselves, right? Whether it's through movement or music or dance, or just how we speak with people, being able to fully be in our power. So we've got our activated third chakra, and now in our fifth, we're able to truthfully express ourselves from a place of divinity. So if you might be someone who suffers from, chronic tonsillitis or strep throat, or any throat issues, that might be an area to look at and work on, right? Is that fifth, being able to communicate and truly say how you feel to people, no matter what the outcome might be. Is just being empowered to express yourself from your divinity. So in that fifth chakra, you can use lemon, which I love the concept, but just practically speaking, lemon is a very photosensitive oil. So if you're going to be using lemon, I would recommend not going into the sun with, in the next 12 to 24 to even 48 hours if you're using lemon. So lavender is another really great one. Roman chamomile is actually another lovely oil for relaxing and opening our expressiveness. So I love motivation, and it's actually not on, we have like a little chart that we're kind of going off of, and it's not on there, but motivation has Roman chamomile and it has lavender. And I love this idea of motivation, helping to motivate us to speak our truth. So that's one that I really love using for the 5th. Hope, valor is another great one. And envision, which I don't have with me, but envision is another, a way of being able to kind of envision how we project ourselves. So yeah, I would say lavender definitely for those of you that just have your kit oils. And again, like we've said, play with this, use your intuition, see what feels right. These are just kind of general guidelines to use.
I love that. I love, hearing you talk about the throat and the vibrant color, imagining the color more vibrant. And I am someone that can totally resonate with that. I don't know if you guys, when you're listening, you can kind of pick out like, oh my gosh, I need to work on that one. Because for me, anytime I'm coming down with something or anything, like my throat is kind of a barometer for like what's happening with me. I'll get like swollen like under here. Absolutely. Or I'll get like this lump in my throat, or I'll get but it's so interesting because even like TMJ stuff, any of that, it's all, a lot of times we're not expressing something, we're not freely expressing what we need to say in like a loving way. And I will do that. I will hold back because I don't want to explode on someone, and I'll get really frustrated and I'll hold it like right here.
And then you wake up with a sore throat the next day.
And then it's so interesting though, because just the awareness of like, oh, I'm creating this, and I swear I've before been able to do you know the lion's breath in yoga? I've been able to do that. So if anyone's not familiar with that, you take a deep breath in through your nose, and then when you exhale, you open your mouth, you like bug out your eyes and you stick out your tongue, and it's like really scary, it's like you don't really want to look at anyone that's doing the lion, but that will help me to dispel that like energy that I need to get out so that my throat can feel better. And I've been able to like get rid of a sore throat by just kind of getting that out with the awareness. So if you think about using an oil and doing something else to kind of just become aware of it and be like, oh, I'm ready to let go of that, we can do so much to benefit ourselves on all levels. So I just loved hearing you talk about the throat. I was like, yep, that's me.
And that's so cool. I'd never thought about doing the lion's breath. Like, that's great. Thank you for sharing, because I'm the exact same way. That is my barometer. Like, what's going on?
We have so much in common. So that's why we're here. So I'm going to move up from the throat to the third eye. And like Casey said, it's a little darker of like an indigo blue for the third eye. And the third eye is our center for intuition and for wisdom and will. And our third eye is a powerful way for us to feel connected with our vision. Some people have this intuitive sense of they just know what to do, and other people, or maybe sometimes in your life, I know everyone has the capability where you think about a situation and you just know what to do. Or sometimes you think about a situation and you feel so scattered in your head, like you can't make a decision and you're just like, I don't know what to do. Whether it's the next meal you're going to eat or having to do with something more serious like a job or a relationship, we get kind of scattered. And in metaphysics, they call it like our mental center. So I like to use the oil Brain Power. And I don't even know if that was on our list, but I use Brain Power right over my third eye because it's such a wonderful blend for clearing away that mental fog that we get in our brain. And I will not only rub it straight over that third eye, but I will kind of swipe it across my forehead, because these are our emotional points that Carolyn Mine talks about in her Releasing Emotional Patterns book. So what a wonderful thing to do with an oil is to kind of swipe it across that whole area. And then you could even come around to the back of your third eye, straight that little notch in the back of your head there, and rub an oil there. So I would say that's like one of the most common places I will rub certain oils. Like Casey said, I wouldn't rub a citrus oil right there because I'm outside almost every day. So I don't often put citrus right over my forehead. But I put sandalwood and frankincense. Those are wonderful oils. I put white angelica, and even the blends that have a little citrus in them, I'm okay. I don't notice that I'm photosensitive, but some people are. So you'll just have to see how your skin reacts. But I love white angelica. over my third eye just to feel more connected and intuitive. So you guys can play around with that. Another oil blend that's great is Transformation. And you just want to be a little careful because it's got peppermint in it. So if you get peppermint too close to your eyes, like if you did the swipe maneuver and it was here, some people feel like putting peppermint oil on their temples is too sensitive for their eyes. So you just have to see if you're one of those people or not. Maybe you keep it up here. But since Transformation has that peppermint in it, if you just have the kit, you could use peppermint over that if that felt good to you. So
yeah. One thing I want to point out is that the sun is coming directly like an angel.
Be the light.
So one thing I want to point out is that the sixth chakra is where our pineal gland is located, and oils that are very high in sesquiterpenes are really great at activating, oxygenating, and kind of working with the pineal gland, stimulating it. So what we've got in the kit is this lovely blend called Stress Away. I'm sure you've heard of it. And Stress Away has not only copaiba, which is super high in sesquiterpenes, it also has cedarwood. Plus it has vanilla, which is really stimulating to the sixth chakra as well. So highly recommend using Stress Away. If that's all you have is your kit, that's a perfect one to play with and see if you enjoy that. It also has some lavender in it. So it's just, I mean, talk about just kind of clearing away. You know, a lot of times it's the stress and worry that gets us unable to really see clearly what's in front of us. So if we can kind of clear that stress away, then we can do better. Okay, so moving right up into the seventh, this is also called the crown chakra, and it is the color of amethyst, or just purple. I like thinking of like a bright amethyst. So contrary to the root chakra, which is all about feeling grounded, right? And like kind of bringing in that earth energy of being supported and grounded. We now have this crown chakra, which is about aligning with this cosmic energy and kind of connecting to source and feeling that divine connection to our higher power, whatever that might be for you. So really, really great to work with this chakra when we're trying to meditate or just kind of let go of the lower vibrational stuff that this third dimension has to offer sometimes, and just really kind of check in with our higher power. So frankincense is a beautiful oil, single oil to use in that regard. And of course, anyone who has your kit, you have frankincense. Highly recommend using it. I use it all the time, even though I have like a whole wide world of oils available to me. I tend to go to frankincense when I'm looking to meditate. Another oil that I'm absolutely head over heels in love with is Highest Potential. And Highest Potential is actually created by blending Gathering, which Gathering is another super high frequency, great oil to use. It has a lot of frankincense and sandalwood in it. Gathering and Australian Blue, which has blue cypress, which is super high in sesquiterpenes. So those two together make Highest Potential. And I just love the idea of like tapping into my highest potential by using it. So whoever wins the Essential Rewards raffle is getting a free bottle of Highest Potential this month, which is so exciting. I'm just going to slowly migrate away from the sun. There we go. So yeah, with any of these, it's a very intuitive process, but you're wanting to have a pretty high frequency oil up here. So frankincense is a really high frequency. It's a great choice. So at this point, we have kind of gone through the chakras, and hopefully you've been able to identify one or two or maybe more that you're going, yeah, that's definitely, or like I said earlier, Kelowna, I don't know if you heard me suggest that people just kind of, we're all so intuitive, right? That if you kind of close your eyes and just go inside and ask that chakra to show itself to you, you can kind of see it. It shows itself to you in a way. So I would like to invite all of you to join us for a meditation. And before we do that, I just want to give you guys a general kind of mantra that you can use with each chakra, that you can kind of fall into and have that be your guide in terms of the energetic conversation that you're having with that chakra. So for the first chakra, I think a great concept is just to repeat, I am strong, stable, and supported. Or you could say, I am supported by the universe, or, you know, anything that kind of reinforces that you are stable and supported. For second chakra, you can say, I feel limitless creative potential, pulsing through me, or I am full of creative potential, or I am creative. You can keep it as simple or as long as you like. But using these mantras is going to help reinforce that and help kind of make that connection between your mind and your spirit and your chakras. For the third chakra, you can say, I am anchored. I meant to write it down and I didn't, so I'm doing this by memory. I am anchored in my personal power and divinity. I am anchored in my personal power and divinity, right? That feels good. For the fourth chakra, my heart is open to giving and receiving unconditional love. For the fifth chakra, I express myself in alignment with my highest truth. And I know I'm going through these rather quickly. I was thinking you guys might want to write them down. So if you need me to repeat one, let me know. For the sixth chakra, you can say, I am insightful, intuitive, and aware. And for the seventh, you can say, I am clearly connected to source energy and divine guidance. So again, this is just my words. You can create your own mantra based on that idea of what sounds good to you, and just use that as a kind of reinforcing thought while you're healing or focusing on that energy. And the way that we're going to do this now is give you guys just a minute if you want to jump up and grab an oil or two that kind of corresponds with the chakra that you feel like you'd like to work on right now. And once you have that oil, like we said earlier, you can choose to just inhale it deeply while you're visualizing that chakra and picturing it becoming brighter and more balanced. You can put it directly on. Maybe post the chakra mantras. I will, Britt. Thanks. That's a great idea. I will post the mantras to all the chakras in the comments after we're done. So yeah, just take a minute. I guess, what do you think, Kelowna? Should we give them 30 seconds?
Yeah, run, grab an oil.
Okay, go grab your oil.
Any oil will do. If you don't have one of the oils for the chakra that you wish you did, don't worry about it. Just grab an oil. Right. I'm sure all of you have an oil close by. I'm like, what do I have over here? I've got a little selection over here.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm going with joy.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with acceptance. I have some acceptance oil here for some reason. I feel called to use that right now. But
and what chakra would you be using with that one? Because I know we mentioned it for a couple.
Yeah, I like it for my heart. Acceptance is one that I'll use for my heart, but I know you talked about it with solar plexus too, right? Or did you? Yeah. So yeah. So get a drop of whatever oil you guys have with you. And if you don't have an oil with you, that's okay too. Just take a deep breath or two. But the oils, rubbing them around and starting to take some deep breaths, maybe close your eyes and just cup your hands over your nose. Now, when you breathe in your oil from your hands with your eyes closed, just imagine or just feel yourself taking in that aroma, taking in that oil into all of your cells. And then you can place your hands over the part of your body, either, under your clothes and kind of on your skin, or just over the part of your body that you're wanting to bring more energy or more love or more light or just balance to. So we're going to do just a short meditation and a little bit of breath work. So just allowing your hands to rest in your lap. They could be face up or face down in your lap or on your knees. And we're just going to do a quick body scan just to kind of tune into our bodies, or if anybody hopped on late and didn't get to hear all about the chakras. And we're actually going to start at the top of our head. So just do a little scan, starting at the top of your head, and just pay attention to how you feel at the top of your head. Pay attention to any sensations around your forehead, your eyes, the back of your head. And we're not judging anything, just bringing your awareness. You're bringing your awareness down into your face and into the back and front of your neck and throat. Just noticing if you're holding any tension in these areas or any discomfort, or just becoming aware of your body in a more intentional way. Bringing your awareness down to your chest and to your shoulders, Being aware of your arms and your hands. Bringing your awareness down to your mid-back, into your solar plexus area around your ribs and chest. And seeing what you notice in the area of your stomach and your lower back. Paying attention to your hips and thighs. Feeling into your knees and your calves, shins. Just taking note of how you feel, all the way down to your ankles, your feet, and your toes. And if there was anywhere during that body scan, or if you listened to Casey and I talk about the chakras, if there's anywhere that felt tight or tense or out of balance or got your awareness, just bring your breath into that area. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose and then sighing your breath out your mouth. Filling your lungs and your belly. And then just letting it all go with the exhale. So one more nice, deep, full body breath. With your awareness on that area of your body or those areas. And just inviting that chakra or that area of your body to come into balance. So if it's a specific chakra that you are feeling out of balance in, one thing I like to imagine is bringing in the color of that chakra, or imagining that the energy is circulating in a clockwise motion. Or you could also just ask that that area come back into balance. You're ready for the energy in that area of your body to be balanced. So whatever resonates with you. So if it was your root chakra, maybe visualizing the color red, that first chakra at the base of your spine. If it was your sacral chakra, right under your belly button, anywhere in that area or in your lower back, you're imagining the color orange. If it was in your solar plexus, right under your ribs or your mid-back, you're imagining yellow. Around the heart center or your upper back, you could be imagining green or even pink, we mentioned. The throat center or anywhere around the neck or jaw, the color blue. And then the third eye center, right in between your eyebrows and the center of the forehead, that indigo color, kind of a deep dark blue. And then if it's your crown chakra, anywhere around your head, the color violet. So just anytime you start to wander, just bringing your awareness back to your breath. Just breathing slowly and normally in and out through your nose. Inviting that area of your body to let go, to fill up with whatever energy it needs, or let go of any excessive energy that it maybe doesn't need anymore. And then bringing your hands together in a prayer position right in front of your chest over your heart center. And just imagine that all of the energy centers, all of your chakras are in balance. And you can just say that silently to yourself. I now invite all of my chakras, all of the energy within me and around me to be balanced. Maybe inviting yourself to just let go of anything gently that's no longer serving you. And then raising your thumbs up to your third eye center and just touching that spot between your eyebrows and just bowing your head a little bit and thanking yourself for doing something special for you today, taking time out of your busy day to do something to take care of yourself. And then briefly bringing your hands back to your heart center and then letting them just drift back down into your lap. And just before you open your eyes, just take note of how you feel. And whenever you feel ready, you can slowly open your eyes, coming back into the room wherever you are. And it would be really fun if anyone wants to share just one word of how you feel right now. I know for me right now, I feel really warm and like soft. I don't know, that's just what, like warm. I'm always a cold person, so I feel really warm just from tuning in for that little amount of time. So it feels good for me to be warm. And that warmth is energy. It's just being present and bringing your breath into certain places in your body. So I'd love to hear if anyone wanted to share like how you feel right now. It's always kind of fun because we can't see your faces. I bet everyone like looks more relaxed and calm. And even though like, I don't know if you could hear, I have my kids like talking out there. And so part of me was like, oh my gosh, there's like kids talking in the background. But you know what? There is almost always going to be some kind of noise, whether it's a lawnmower or your phone beeping or someone in your family or a pet. And my train of thought was, oh my gosh, my kids, like they're going to be able to hear them. And then I thought, oh, you know what though? They're laughing and they're playing and they're not fighting. Yeah. So you know what? It's okay. They were fighting and then I would be like, oh my gosh, I have to get up and go. But you know, so distractions, but we can still find our center and our breath and tune in, even if it's for 30 seconds. And that makes such a difference on all levels, energetic and physical and emotional. So thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. You. And that's such a good point. One of the things that we learned in my training was, you know, if you're at a red light, you have time to do this work. You know, keep a bottle of stress away in your car and just take time to ground your energy and tune up your chakras. And when it becomes a practice and it becomes a habit, you can do it in 30 seconds, just a quick boop, boop, boop. And then the light turns green and off you go.
That's true.
There's never an excuse.
Yeah, it's a little mindfulness reminder. Anytime we're standing in line or you kind of get stopped, you can use that as an opportunity to take a tune to your breath. I saw a question here from Jody. She says, does it matter what time of day we apply oils and how often we apply them?
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, I would say no, it doesn't. Apply them anytime and as often as you like. You know, for me, I like to keep oils out and with me. So if I'm working on a specific chakra or a specific emotion or something in particular, I will keep that oil out so that it reminds me to use it. I'll keep certain oils by my diffuser or by my bathtub so that instead of just taking a shower, I'm like, oh yeah, I really need to take a lavender cedarwood bath right now because I know that I need those oils. And even if it's going to take me a couple extra minutes. So, I mean, you could carry it in your pocket, your purse, whatever. But no, I think, you know, Jody, I hope that helps. It doesn't really matter. You can use your intuition and just as long as you're remembering to do it, because we know that like anything, the more consistent we are, the more benefits we notice. So if you just use one oil once, you might notice something, and often we do. But if you didn't, it wouldn't be like, oh, well, that didn't work, I'm never using it again. You know what I mean? So I think that it's really helpful to use something really consistently. Like sometimes when I get a new bottle of oil, I'll use it every day for a month and be like, if it's something I've never tried before, and be like, how do I feel when I use this? And I try it in different ways. Put it on the soles of my feet, I'll put it up here, put it on my head, put it in the diffuser, put it in my bath. Like, how do I like to use this oil? Maybe it's one that I'm putting under my tongue. You know, you figure out how you like to use it and how it makes you feel. And the best thing about the oils, and my favorite thing about helping people with their health and wellness, is that we get to be in charge. You know, like someone else on the outside can help us and tell us about what's going on within our bodies. But when we tune in, we're the most powerful. We know our body's the best. So we could close our eyes for a moment and be like, what do I need right now? How do I need to use this oil? And you'll often get like a little hint, and trust it and go with it and use it however you're meant to use it at that time. So
yeah, it's kind of like taking your vitamins.
Yeah.
For me, I'm so bad at being consistent that it's like just take it when you remember to take it, because otherwise, if I'm like, oh, I was supposed to take that at 8 in the morning, then I'm not going to take it. Jody, yeah, or anyone who's listening, just when you remember to use your oil, pull it out and use it. That's the best we can do. And Kelowna, I do the same thing with the oils that come up for me in my Zyto scans. I'll make sure to leave those out as a reminder that I need to be working with those more often as well. Right.
Yeah. One more question here. Oh, Britton, thank you for saying you feel centered and relaxed